Welcome into TexAgs Rewind, presented by Yeti. Nick Savage, our producer extraordinaire. Do you like that nickname, or when I call you the director?
I kind of like director a little bit better, but it's up to you.
Who are you really directing, though?
You. And, well, I have no say over Obi. He does what he wants. And Billy. But
So-
everyone else.
Hold on, let's just back this up. Rewind. You think you have a
This
say?
is the TexAgs Rewind.
You really have say over me?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
A little bit.
Who
I kind of guide. I'm the guiding light of the show.
Huh. So who hired you?
Dalton.
Really?
Yeah.
Who recommended you?
Probably Dalton. Maybe Louie.
How did you actually get in the door?
Oh, someone opened it up.
So you're just going to gloss over the fact that you called me and I brought you in here and we started a partnership and a friendship and I said this will be perfect for you? You're just going to pretend like that never happened?
I guess that happened somewhere along the line, but,
Give credit to everybody else. Oh, well, I can tell you there's two people who can end you. One of those is Billy Lucci, and the other is?
Batman.
Anyhow, I'm just playing with Nick. He's my dog. We talked to John Harris. He was very good with his breakdown. Especially, I liked his Devon A-Chain breakdown, Nick.
Weapon X. I like it, yeah.
Yep. We talked to a Mississippi State insider. Do you guys believe the hype that Zach Arnett's going to turn that team around? Recruiting country with Ryan Brauninger. There was a moment, and I don't know if this makes a rewind, but let's just say there was a moment that made us stop.
It wasn't more than it was like a 2-minute moment.
Did you laugh in the background?
I did, yeah. It was kind of like your situation where Bronny kept laughing, so
it made me laugh.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then Kendall Rogers talking a little Aggie baseball. We have that and more. I don't know if more, but you at least have that on TexAgs Rewind.
I think I've got him in the 50s, so I've got him in midday too. It's the running back Weapon X. On my draft database, I put him in Weapon X because I think he's a guy that, especially the first couple of years of his career, I think he's going to be used in a I don't say a different way than he was at A&M, but maybe taking all of the things he did at A&M, he's going to be used that way when he gets to the NFL until he establishes himself as the Dalvin Cook, of a team where he can be that guy that carries it 18 times a game. I think he's going to get significant touches, but I do think that teams look at their offenses and they're like, man, we just need more firepower. And how can we find dudes with firepower that can give it to us in different ways? And that's why I think Bijan is, people keep saying, and I stress this, and I think this is for Devon, the same thing. You can't just put the words running back on certain guys. Bijan's more than just a running back. A-Chain is more than just a running back. And when you put the label running back on those guys, it stands to, a lot of people in their mind are like, oh, he's he plays on first, second down. They got third down back. No. You want a 3-down back, man. That's what you want to find. But you want to find a guy that can impact as many different areas of your offense as possible. And I think once the coaches got involved in the process and they looked at their offense, and keep in mind, I think the number is 17, David. I think it's 17 new offensive coordinators in the NFL this year. Over half the league has got a new offensive coordinator somewhere. So they're looking at ways, how do I make my offense more explosive? What do I do? Well, how about a guy that runs legit 4-3, can run it between the tackles? You could throw it to him out of the backfield. He's tough. There's not much he can't do. Against LSU in 21, he lined up 11 times in the slot, caught 5 passes. In 22 against LSU, he lined up in the backfield. I think he ran it 38 times. I mean, that's against one team in 2 straight years. He did 2 completely different things, but that's what A-Chain can give you. So I think there's fire, that's smoke, put it that way.
Let's talk about the different vibe around Mississippi State. Obviously, still very emotional, I'm sure, over there with the passing of Mike Leach. You got Zach Arnett, who's defensive minded. Just kind of give me a feel for where everybody is, state of the program, the direction they're going after a couple of really nice years. How do things feel now?
I think everybody's excited about the future with Zach Arnett. I think he's really handled this transition well. It seems like he's a guy that was ready for this move. I think that everybody that's been around him, whether it be in the coaching profession or the players or the people, like us that have been able to kind of spend time with him, have felt like he was destined to become a head coach. We didn't think it would be in the SEC this quickly, but that's the hand that was dealt for him in Mississippi State. What he's done, I thought, was immediately whenever that whole situation happened, he kind of took the bull by the horns and he had a plan in place. I thought they did an excellent job with the recruiting class, being able to retain the basically the entire recruiting class with the exception of one player, and they were able to land a couple of key additions that they had to beat out Ole Miss and several other schools in the SEC for. So I thought that he handled that situation well right there at the beginning. I think it was like a week after Mike Leach had passed, they had signing day. So you have the passing of your head coach, and you give the reins to a guy that's never been a head coach, and within a week he was able to convince the entire recruiting class to stay on, and he was also able to land a couple of guys like I mentioned. And then I thought as far as the staff is concerned, I thought he had assembled a really good staff.
It's just kind of a quiet time as they start doing their work again.
It's quiet. It'll be quiet in terms of what we expect to happen on the high school recruiting front for the next month or so.
Okay.
I don't think we're going to start see commitments rolling in until these official visits start happening in June. Then you'll have camps and you'll have more of a direct line for kids coming to campus than you do. I know that they're expecting Cohen Eccles, an offensive lineman from Katy, on Saturday.
6'4", 290, big dude.
Yeah, big dude whose dad went to A&M, former student here, and has a really similar recruitment up to this point as Layden Robinson. Kind of under-recruited after his junior year, but he starts going to these camps and just lighting the world on fire. I mean, Layden Robinson was winning camps that Kenyon Green was at. Like, that's how –
yeah.
So Kenyon was at some of these camps, and Layden was taking home MVP honors. And that's kind of what Cohen Eccles has done so far in this offseason. So really interesting, and he's a super smart kid and could probably play center. He looks like a center when you look at him. So maybe A&M's going, okay, there's real value in taking this kid as a center prospect out of a really successful, one of the most storied high school football programs, not only in Texas but in America. And when you're coached by Gary Joseph and the way they play offensive style of football there at Katy, those Katy offensive linemen typically have success when they go to the next level because of how they're drilled in high school. But he'll be on campus this weekend. But outside of that, there's not going to see a whole plethora of high school guys visiting. I think you'll see a smattering of transfer portal guys come in, and that's where I think most of the hay will be made between now and the summer. If there's hay to be made, it'll be in the transfer portal.
I'm doing well. I'm doing well, and watching A&M baseball is kind of like the old school like Magic 8 Ball. Like you just kind of like shake it up, and you never know what's going to show up on a given day. So it's kind of interesting actually.
That was better than using the Forrest Gump line, so I appreciate you changing it up on us, Kendall. Let's talk about last night and what we've seen in a couple midweek games. Bronny brought up the point that, on Sundays they haven't looked good the last couple weeks. In the midweek game they haven't looked good the last couple weeks, but they've done really well those first two games. Where are you with A&M baseball?
Well, I feel better than I did a month ago. The problem you're running into is, this is still a team that's extremely inconsistent. One day the offense is rolling, the pitching, is not very good. The next day the pitching is better, then the offense takes a step back, and then you have a game like Sunday at Kentucky, that you have an opportunity to kind of be the aggressor. You kind of have an opportunity to have that killer instinct, and they lay a huge egg. And so I know it's a lot to expect a team to go on the road and sweep Kentucky, but to get dominated like that was interesting to me. And then last night, at this point in the season, you want to win as many games as you can, especially in the midweek. And I didn't watch the whole game, but it seems like there was a little bit of a lifeless performance. And I will say as a caveat here, the SEC West did have a bad night. LSU lost to Nicholls State. Obviously, that's a huge upset. Arkansas lost to Missouri State. Auburn lost to Troy. And so, A&M is not alone. But there are just some things about the team that they're just inconsistent. And, we're in week 11, and A&M's still trying to figure out some of its pitching roles. So, it's a host of issues.
All right, Nick, tell them what to do.
Got to like, comment, subscribe. Go get you a Yeti. I don't have my Yeti with me today, but watch our shorts. Go follow our Twitter, TexAgs and TexAgs Radio. Follow our TikTok. Kay's killing it there. And anything else, David?
Who's next to you? I see just a shoulder. Who's that?
That's Elizabeth.
Say hi, Elizabeth.
She says hi.
Okay. I don't think it was a sincere hi. To me, it was
you caught her off. It scared her.
She's listening.
Yeah.
It's a conversation.
Me and her and everyone back here listens to every word you say. for the last 3 hours.
I know there was times I go to you, you're like, ah, what? What'd you say, David?
Got a lot going on back here.
See you next time.